Deshaun, I feel bad for you because I feel like this sync is gonna do nothing for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever.
We're both having terrible internet. So.
Yeah, I can tell.
Rip.
Yeah, international, underground, thunderpounds when I stomp the ground. Like a million elephants, a silverback orangutan, you can't stop a train. Who wants some, don't come unprepared, I'll be there, but when I leave there, I better be out. Started!
Welcome to the Drowning in Pools Lag Fest. This is gonna be Evo Online. It's gonna be great. How are you guys doing? I got my co-host Deshaun, Derek, and there's me, Buttons, Cameron. How you guys all doing?
Same as always.
Was that Derek making sounds, or was that Derek actually sentences with lag?
He was just fucking around.
Okay. All right. I couldn't tell because it's that bad.
I was hoping we would wait until you heard the actual recording.
No. Well, I was gonna find out sooner or later.
Yeah, it's true. True.
So yeah, I've been doing all right this week.
What you been up to?
Been playing some new characters in Power Rangers. I'm now running team I don't want to fall behind because Trini is godlike. So I'm playing Gia, Udana, Trini, and Trini is just absolutely dumb. She's just dumb. Having a laser beam is just dumb. I'm so tired of it. I don't want to see her on my screen ever again, but I need her for now.
That blows.
She's just so good. Like, there's almost no reason not to have her on your team because she's just that good.
Yeah, I remember getting fucking comboed in that game because I started picking it up again, and I don't know exactly what the buttons were, but it was something along the lines of heavy, special, heavy, special, heavy, special, heavy, special, EX, super dead.
Similar, yeah, pretty much.
So, I don't fucking know, man.
And then, besides that game, because I'm always just touching that game every now and then, getting back into Dragon Ball.
Hell yeah.
We remember talking about this 6 months ago, but hey, I'm back in it. I'm playing all the big boys.
I do like Team Big Boys.
I don't know what it is about chucking a human being in a fighting game, but it's one of my favorite things. That's why I like Brian Fury back in the day. He'd punch you in the gut and then throw you over his shoulder.
Ooh, somebody got a text?
That was me accidentally clicking getting into fighting games.
This motherfucker.
But yeah, no, it's so much fun. I'm playing Android 16 Brawly.
Jesus.
It's so dumb.
New Brawly's pretty fun though. So
New Brawly's pretty fucking cool.
And he's got a beam.
I think I might drop old Brawly for cooler. I'm still in the thoughts of that.
Yeah, I mean,
But
especially if you're running 16 first, with the, I think Cooler's beam you can use as an assist, and then you can use Broly supers. I'm 90% sure you can use it as an assist, the beam. So you can just get double beams with 16. Be nuts.
yeah, I'm using that. I might drop to cooler to get the beam, and then I'm going to switch to and I have New Brawly as support C type, so that way I can do the crazy combos.
Seems legit.
Oh, great.
What? Yes, Deshaun? You have problems?
I heard your fucking brother in the background.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why that kills me, but it does.
But yeah, so there's that. It's some cool stuff. Other fighting game related news, because that's literally all I did for my week pretty much, other than watch some anime, which we'll get into later. Did you guys hear that Sonic Fox got put into Skullgirls?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what that
Awesome.
picture
Big
was?
deal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he just got put in as a background character in Skullgirls.
He's not
and
he's
everybody's
not a
treating like it's a big
character.
deal.
It is a big deal.
No, it's not.
It's a pretty big deal.
Dude, no, it's not.
Okay.
It's
Why is
super
it
not a big deal. Because there are a fuck ton of people who have just random bullshit SOCs in the background of that game. So who gives a shit?
I think it's a cool thing, though.
So
Okay, so I'm bringing it up because it's a cool thing.
it's not in the docket worthy.
I think it's in the yes,
If,
it is.
if one of us ended up in fucking Skullgirls, then yeah, sure, let's talk about it. But it's fucking the dude who's the best at Skullgirls ever right
Fuck you,
now.
phone.
So of course
Yeah.
he's gonna be in the fucking game.
Well, I mean,
It's not a big
also,
deal. Who
He's also
cares?
just Sonic Fox. He's the best in like all fighting games.
There's a bunch of fucking garbage in the backgrounds of fucking video games. I don't know why everybody's making a big deal about this.
Because he's the best fighting game player. And he
So?
made it into school. All right, Deshaun. I know you hate things. It's fine.
No,
it's okay to hate
this
things.
is stupid because everybody's acting like this is the big. Like if he was a playable character, then yeah, it would matter. But he's just
cool.
literally just a
It's
background asset.
cool.
He barely
It's
even exists.
Just cool,
It's
Deshaun.
not cool.
It's just cool.
It's not cool.
You know what, Deshaun? If you got put into a fighting game, you'd be like, "Oh man, this is pretty cool."
Yeah, because I was the one put into the fucking fighting game, Cameron.
If someone you like got put into a fighting game,
I wouldn't give a shit. Wooly and Matt have been Skullgirls for fucking decades or whatever the fuck, and I still don't give a
that
shit.
was cool.
No, it wasn't. I didn't care then. I don't care now.
All right, that's okay. You don't have to think it's cool. I thought it was cool, and that's why I brought it up.
Jesus, everybody needs to get off this motherfucker's dick. He's good at fighting games. That's about it. Holy shit. He got a fucking OC in the background of a game. Holy shit. What a big deal.
Yeah, I can do that.
Everybody
in Code
freak
Vein.
out and talk about it for 2 weeks. Fuck.
I didn't hear anybody talk about it. I just saw it the one time.
Literally no one will stop talking about it when it happens.
So,
Despite the fact that 1,000 other updates happened in Skullgirls at the exact same fucking time that no one talked about, they kept fucking bringing up Sonic Fox being in the background. Who fucking cares?
Deshaun, I think you have a problem, and maybe you should get off social media for a little bit.
No, I think it's people are being fucking stupid and hyping up a thing that needs no fucking hype. That's what it is.
I don't know if there was any hype for it because I've never seen it except for once. I saw it once, and that was it.
So anyway,
Anyway, on to actual shit that matters.
what'd you do this week, Deshaun?
I mean,
Let's see. I
does it matter though?
Anyway, now that Cameron's got that garbage out of the way. So I played.
Look, I'm
played a little more
just
Hades.
saying.
Who cares? Who cares?
I'm just saying.
Who cares?
Our weeks really do they matter? Do our weeks
Does
matter?
Sonic Fox being in the background of a video game matter?
Touche. It's the exact same thing.
So yet you found the need to bring it up as one of the earliest things in the fucking podcast,
It was
as if
just
it was
part
as if it was hot news that people might not have been aware of, as if it was like breaking super important news. Hey, just gotta let you guys know, Sonic Fox, this guy who we really don't give a shit about, who doesn't give a fuck about us, is in this video game.
I thought it was cool. It was part
Like,
of my
if,
week.
if fucking Pro Jared ends up in the background of a fucking Mario game or some shit, are you gonna fucking geek out about that too?
I mean,
I don't even
not
know who
unless
Pro
he's
Jared
16,
is.
But
Don't even know who Pro Jared is, so
Anyway.
I just know there's some shit that happened and he got some stuff that went bad. That's all I know.
I played more Hades.
Nice.
I started playing. I'm still getting new dialogue in Hades, by the way,
Yeah, that game has a shit ton of dialogue.
which is ridiculous. I started playing a game called Dark Devotion. It's like a super slow, blasphemous wannabe, but it's also like a rogue-like. It's not very good. I also
Gotcha.
started playing a game called Gun Crazy, which is like a Mega Man send-up. It's also not very good. So then I started playing a game called Metal Unit, which is essentially girls jump into, well, not just girls, but girls jump into powered armor and beat up monsters. That game is fucking awesome. It's got cool power-ups. It's in beta, so I'm not sure if this will stay, but like the I guess cutscenes and the dialogue are all like boring and not very good, so I just skipped through it all. So I don't even know if that stuff's like worth a shit. The parts of the story that I saw are pretty obvious. Like the very first thing you see is a cloning machine, and then you get like all these girls who have similar names, and your main character can't remember who she is, and you see all these girls who look just like her who have these similar names, and you're like, they keep calling each other sisters, so they're like, oh, they're all fucking clones, they just don't know it. So that's the story.
Gotcha.
But this gameplay is pretty much, well, maybe not control wise, but it's basically like Dead Cells. Like the way the only difference is once you like because it's a roguelike as well, but it once you clear an area, you basically never have to go back there. Like that level's done. But it's set up so where you can die a bunch in a level, and then eventually once you build up enough shit, beat the boss, then move on to the next level. Okay. Which I really like. That's actually a really nice kind of.
It's a roguelike with level progression.
Yeah. Not really too much to say on that because there's not a ton of substance to it. It's just fun gameplay. It's got cool like you can if you collect all the weapons in a set, you can from then on start out with that set in every new run.
Interesting. Nice. Okay.
It's got cool stuff like that.
Is it only for that level or for the whole rest of the game?
For the whole rest of the game, like you have a basically you have like your hub area where like your shops and stuff are, and like your armory is, and inside your armory there's like the virtual training room where you can grab all the items you've ever gotten and then just kind of fuck around with them.
Okay.
And you can level up there and stuff too.
So is it like everything's scaled the same pretty much, and even if you get a set, it's not going to be like boosting you through the early part of the levels or anything like that?
Yeah, pretty much. The only thing that really changes the kind of, I guess, value or rarity of an item is like they have rarities. They have like common, rare, epic, and then legendary.
Legendary, yeah, okay.
So that's basically the only thing that really decides how powerful your weapon is. So you could start out with a whole loadout of anything, and they'll all basically start out common.
All right, so here's the non-important question. Mm-hmm. What are the colors for each common rarity?
Common is gray, rare is blue, epic is purple, and legendary is like gold yellow.
All right, they did it.
They did all the correct colors, yes.
Good. Because anyone who tries to switch the mold, I'm sorry, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can add different tiers by using different colors and whatnot, but you can't change the standards.
What started that? Was that Warcraft?
I know WoW's been doing it since
Diablo,
2004.
Warcraft,
Probably
WoW.
Diablo.
Okay.
Because there aren't that many actual like ground items in like the Warcraft games, I don't think. Mm-hmm. But there are a fuck ton in Diablo, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Diablo was the big one.
Yeah, it's nuts how it's like, just proliferating through every game. Point. Yeah, it's like it's just a thing. It's like having fire your gun beyond right trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you can add light blue to be like above legendary or in between certain things, but like those are your 4 standard, and you kind of got to keep those.
Yeah. But it's fun. It's snappy. It's again, not really much to say. It's still in beta, which I wasn't even aware of when I bought it. I think I just looked at it. Well, because it looks it looks indie as fuck. Like it looks like they would just put it out.
Yeah.
In fact, if I will even say it looks like one of the higher end like Newgrounds games, like the really good ones. But I mean, it's still super good. So.
I was gonna say, like a lot of games are doing this. They do extend a beta, and then you can buy it during beta. I feel like that's good for the developers who are just like trying to get it done, because it gives them a little bit extra money to push the project further.
Yeah. That's what Hades been doing. Hades it's still in open beta despite the fact it's in early access despite the fact that it's been out for like a year or two now. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I did that. I also played the Wonderful 101 remaster. Got more than that.
How's that going?
Pretty good. I streamed it.
Yeah,
it got a little crunchy though. So, that game. It's one of those games where it's like, man, I sure am getting my ass beat super hard. I must be doing something wrong. Oh, I have a parry button.
Right.
And basically, once I found that, I was like, okay, now the only real challenge is figuring out where the Wii U game ends and the PC version begins. Because a lot of the stuff was made like you have to draw the actual fucking weapons and shit. Clearly, it was way easier with the Wii U gamepad sitting right in front of you. So doing it here, it's super awkward, and it feels slower than it should be, but at the same time, it's still it's not. It doesn't like hamper it or anything too much because time slows and shit.
Yeah.
It's there. I could tell there are a bunch of moments where I'm like, what am I like? It's like I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at sometimes, it's like where am I supposed to be jumping? Where am I supposed to be doing? And that feels super weird and kind of janky. Which I was seeing that people were saying, yeah, the game is pretty janky. Because there are bits where I was supposed to jump from one like falling platform to another, and no matter where I walked around, the fucking prompt to jump to the next thing just didn't show up.
Gotcha.
And I was freaking out. I was like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna die. But it turns out I could have the prompt didn't show up, but I could just jumped at any time, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's weird shit like that.
Is it having any port glitches though? Like, because a lot of games when you get ported from one system to the other, they just break at certain spots.
None that I've seen so far. Like, I don't think. I think I actually no. I think I did like fall through the world at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was just because I walked up against a corner I wasn't supposed to, and then I just slid. It just shot me down. So, but that was like the one time, and even then it wasn't so. It just resulted in like a death, I think, or like damage taken. So it was minor and didn't really fuck anything up too much.
Okay.
So Wonderful 101 is Power Rangers, right? But it's not like, well, it's not even Power Rangers. It's Sentai, and the thing that the thing that kind of makes me realize the difference between those things is like Power Rangers is of course more for kids, and it's not going to be as quite brutal, right? But
yeah,
with like Sentai, if you watch Sentai, they kill the fuck out of those villains, like super hard.
Yeah, they do.
Like,
gotcha.
Like, so in this, and you don't just like cut your enemy down, right, with a sword. You fucking cut him in half, and then as he's trying to like hold his head together, he fucking explodes, And and these guys, unlike the like Sentai, they're more willing to kind of just jump into a fight with no bullshit. They're like in this in Wonder Red will go, all right, diplomacy has failed after having like a short conversation with the guy, like 2 sentences are said, and then they'll start fighting, which is funny.
That's great.
To be fair, that is exactly how I would do it.
That's exactly how the cops in America do it. So
yeah,
don't blame them.
Let's not even get there. Holy shit!
Did you guys see that
yes
tweet I tweeted where it was a cop boxing? It's like when a cop realized his shadow was black.
I did not see that.
I did not see that one.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my god.
To Twitter.
That's fucked up.
You were like the only person that constantly pops up on my fucking Twitter.
Really?
Yeah. And like 90% of the notifications that I get are just your tweets.
Jeez.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I mean,
depends on what mood I'm in, I think.
It brightens up my day
really does.
to an extent. Because I look, and then there's just Deshaun being pessimist as fuck. Oh, I see here.
I mean, I can't fault him for that.
So it's like, I don't know. I like when my friends make dark jokes, because I always make dark jokes, and people are always like, "How could you?" And I'm like, really easily, the words just come out of my mouth. But like,
I know, right?
Yeah. So
you should see the shit I don't tweet.
you
usually
see
when
the
I have
shit
like
that's
a
on
tweet
my
in mind,
OnlyFans, like.
Usually, like I'll have like a tweet in mind, and then I'll start typing it out, and then I'm like, all right, me typing it out satisfied me enough, so I don't even really need to send this.
Yeah.
There are a couple tweets that I've wanted to tweet, but I'm like, I'm not sure if this is as hard of a stance as I want to take.
Right. Yeah.
On something that is permanent, and so I'm just like, let's just not.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing about writing it out too. Is like, if I have a really strong opinion, but then I start writing it out, and then I'm like, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
It's like my what's the word? I guess fortitude would work. My fortitude behind this opinion has wavered.
Yeah.
Or can waver, and therefore, yeah, I'm okay with just not talking about it right now.
Like, do I feel like it's like when you're doing a tweet? It's like, do I feel like having people reply to me dumb shit? If I don't feel like it, then I probably won't tweet it. But
I feel like there's certain things that I would 100% like have written in stone, where I would be like, yeah, this is exactly how I feel. But most of the times, I feel like there's a lot of nuance to a lot of situations where like I don't necessarily want to have one opinion or the other because I want to be able to look at each situation.
Yeah.
Man, I just tweet video games and cute puppies.
Yeah, pretty much.
And cute cat girls on roller skates.
Yes, I mean thoughts.
Oh, dude, that reminds me. There was this dude that came into my Twitch chat, because I started streaming again a little bit, but my internet's been wonky as fuck, so it hasn't been super consistent. But I was playing Zelda and I was just chilling, and this dude came in, and I shit you not, for about 4 out of the 5 hours I was streaming was just talking about incest and how amazing it is.
All right. Warning for those of you who might be triggered by things like incest.
Go on, Derek, but I feel like after an hour, that guy would be gone. But go ahead.
Holy shit.
It was one of those things where I was happy to have someone to talk to, but at the same time, he was just like constantly going, and it was to the point where it was uncomfortably bad as a joke,
Okay. At least you felt as uncomfortable as I feel from half a second of talking
It's
about
like one
it.
of those things where like the guy is like, all right, dude, you keep bringing up this suspiciously specific thing a lot.
Well, it's like I had a feeling he was a troll because who the fuck does that?
Right.
But
I mean, it's like it's okay to have someone go, man, I really love my mom. To, man,
I really love my mom.
Well, it's one of those things where it was like he had this like entire troll backstory, and I was just like, I'm not gonna pass judgment on that. Like, whatever. I don't want to talk about that. Because
most people don't want to talk.
Well,
about
I mean, like,
that.
I don't have
You and your mom are consenting adults.
The thing is that like I don't necessarily want to have like a hard opinion on that because I don't have any siblings, so I don't understand anything about having a sibling. So, and like that's just like a blanket statement for sibling stuff in general, right? Is that I just don't have one. So all of that kind of stuff, I'm like, I don't feel as strongly one way or the other about it because I haven't experienced what it's like. That being said, I was swapping games and stuff, and he left for like 2 hours, and I was thinking, oh, thank God. And then he came back, and he's like, the first thing he says back is, I'm not gonna say it on this podcast, but it's something very explicit, and I was just like, look, like, I appreciate that this is what you want to talk about.
Hold up,
but
you can say it, and if it's that bad, I'll just cut it out.
Okay, the thing he said was, you might want to cut that. Anyway, so
you can go and cut that. You can go ahead and cut that. But
so I said, okay. I told him like, okay, like I understand this is what you want to talk about, but if you say more shit like that,
you got to go.
I straight up told him like you're gonna get permanent banned, and they said okay, ban me, and they never talked again, so he left, and I was just like, oh my God, the fuck shit I've been dealing with.
oh, okay.
He was like, if I can't talk about that shit here, then fuck it, I'm out of here.
I've had a group of those people. So it was 3 of them. They're all kids, and they all showed up.
Yeah, it's like I don't mind having conversations about like the legality of it or like whether or not it's harmful. Like I like having conversations about the ideas themselves, right? Because I feel like it keeps you more open-minded to a lot of different things. Like that sounds bad, but like I just try to keep that mentality in general.
I got you.
But like when you do shit like that, I'm just like, and the consistency with which it happened was just like so fucking like annoying. I was just like, I can't deal with this anymore.
I had a group of 3 people for the like first half of the stream. It was great. I was having a great time. They were giving me some body positivity, and then it just took a turn for the worse.
Were these the guys that I banned, or is this a different group?
It was a group that you banned.
Yeah, okay, I know these guys. Oh my God.
So like it was going well, and then they started getting a little raunchy, and I'm like, you know what? And then Derek came in and banned them. I'm like, no, it's okay. They're not doing that bad. Like, okay, I'll just tell them that they gotta slow it down. And I was being real nice about it, so I unbanned them. 3 minutes later, I'm like, all right, Derek made the right choice, banning all but one of them. Because one of them was being fine, but like he got banned later.
That's why you never give anyone an inch.
Nope. That's why you don't give anyone an inch.
Yeah. Well, it's like I wouldn't have been. So to give context to my side of the story, because I normally don't like to be, because I'm a mod in a few of my friends' chats, but like I generally tend to be extremely hands off, right? But the auto moderator caught something, and it was like, "Hey, do you want to let this through?" And I looked, and I'm like, this seems like it could offend literally everyone.
Everybody.
So I'm like, no. And then I said, no, I don't want to let that through. And they got pissed about that. And then I timed them out for like 10 minutes or something, or an hour.
Yeah.
And then they were bitching in chat. And then I went to go get McDonald's. And by the time I came back, they were all banned.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a nice slow escalation, and then it just went straight up.
It was funny because Kaz and I were discording while I was at McDonald's, and he's like, "Hey, why'd you ban these guys?" And I'm like, "Well, the auto mod caught some shit," and he's like, "I'm gonna unban them." I'm like, "Okay, good luck. I had this gut feeling they're gonna cause you trouble," and then I got a fucking text 10 minutes later being like, "You're right."
Yep. I was just like, I before that all happened, I was like, "You're probably right, but I'll try it out."
Yeah.
I just want to let everyone listening know that on my streams, I will ban you for any reason at all. If I don't like your fucking username, you're gone.
I was wondering
if I don't
why
like
I
the
couldn't
fucking
chat
color
in
your name
fucking...
pops up in, you're gone.
I was wondering why I couldn't chat in your fucking channel.
Anything. Over the mildest inconvenience. If you spell a word wrong in your fucking message, gone.
You know, speaking of weird stuff that happens in chat, I've also been playing Town of Salem. That's a game I've been playing a shit ton lately. Goodness, my brain just ate itself. Lately. I have a stutter. I know I have one. Town of Salem is basically werewolf.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever played, or do you know what werewolf is?
Yeah, I've played it with some
Sean?
friends.
I know what a werewolf is.
The game Werewolf?
It's a card game called Werewolf.
Oh, no.
Okay. It's a game where everybody has roles that they have to play and do things at night that no one else can see. And so like there would be like the person who blocks someone from using their roles, but no one knows what each other's roles are. It's just random. And so in Town of Salem, there's all the townsfolk, which are good guys, and then you have the mafia, which are the bad guys, and then you have the werewolf, who are on their own team, the vampires on their own team, and the witches are on the team of the mafia. Now, not all the roles show up at once. It's just like it's random. But you can write whatever the hell you want in chat. You can also make your name whatever the hell you want in chat. So there's some stuff that comes up, and you're just like, oh god, I don't want to talk about this. Especially when one guy just starts talking about incest for the entire game.
This is a incest-heavy podcast.
It is. I'm not a fan of it either, but it's happening. All right, Deshaun, what else did you do during the week? Anything else? Did you do anything with relatives this week?
Thank God, no. I watched a bunch of stuff. All right, let's get the stuff that people don't care about out of the way. Watched Once Upon a Time in the West. I mean, I've seen it before, but it's been years. I watched Return to the 36th Chamber, which is a 36th Chamber of Shaolin sequel. It's very good. It's very funny. Watch South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
Always, it's super good.
What did you watch it on? Netflix?
My buddy Tim just has it on DVD or whatever, so we just watched it like that.
Fuck, I've been wanting to rewatch that, and it's just not on Netflix.
Yeah, it's like it's on. I'm sure fucking if you throw down for a cable package, it's on Comedy Central every couple of weeks.
Yeah,
They
but
can't fucking
fuck
all
Comedy
good
Central.
shit they've got. Yeah, exactly. I marathon through Tower of God.
Is it good?
So here's the thing.
Because I
Literally
need to get into it.
everything that is not the main character and his stupid girlfriend is awesome.
Okay.
But the main character and his stupid girlfriend fucking suck.
All right, so I should watch it then.
I can't. I don't remember the last time I fucking watched a show with the main character this bad.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
It's really, really, really bad. Like, the most useless, worthless, no personality having, like, no goal having character ever. His only goal is to go find this chick, right? His girlfriend, because she leaves. But, like, literally his entire personality is just shit she told him. So he has no thoughts of his own.
Fun.
Every time somebody says some shit, he's like, oh, well, my girlfriend said blah, 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 so this is what I'm going to do. It's like, okay, bro.
Wait, that's not how you're supposed to make decisions?
It's insane.
Fuck.
And you know what? You know what I hate? I hate when, like, you're in, like, an action show and the main character just stands around and has a guy jump at him and has to be saved literally every single time. Like, at least a dozen times where he's just standing there holding his sword up at like he's gonna fight back, and the guy jumps at him and you're like, oh, this guy's just gonna murder him because he's a pussy, and then somebody jumps in and saves him. This character is horrible. And like, anytime there's a chance for him to have his own opinion about something or think for himself or whatever, he either just leaves it up to another character, or he goes, my girlfriend said do this. You know,
that just made me think of the Pablo Francisco Jackie Chan bit, where he's just walking down the street and someone's like, what are you doing? I ate banana. Get him.
What the fuck?
Have you ever seen Pablo Francisco?
No.
He's got some funny bits. But the Jackie Chan ones are my favorite just because I know so much about Jackie Chan that it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this character has, like, no real motivation or no real personality, no real, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know why it's this bad. Like, this character is just complete. Like, you could cut him out of the show entirely and just give everything he has to, like one character, like a character over. Just give all his shit over to, like, one of the sidekicks. Mm-hmm. And the story would be completely fine, right? But here he is shitting up the place because we needed a, I don't know, regular looking dude to be the protagonist insert, I guess, or the reader insert or whatever. So that sucks. But everything else is awesome. Like the character writing and like the shit they do, it never like feels out of place. Like every time, like you even get hints of it with one character. Like he's this character that's like, he got betrayed by the girl he loved, right? So now anytime the main character brings up his girlfriend, of course he's gonna be like, well, how do you know she's not just bullshitting you, bro? Okay. And he doesn't trust anyone, right? So there's an episode that you think is gonna be like his episode, right? To be the smart guy and to figure out this plan or whatever, and it turns out his smartness would have gotten them fucking killed, because he would have, you know. And he needed somebody who's just rash and impulsive to just solve the thing for him, and like it's such a good moment because you're like, oh shit, we're gonna go through this whole test and it's gonna be this incredible thing where he shows off his smarts, and it's like it actually just becomes an opportunity to show you how fucked up he is in the head. You know, It's just an opportunity to show you like, hey, he's actually not doing well right now. He's actually kind of fucked up and he's having issues. And
gotcha.
That's really cool. And like, you get that with a bunch of characters. You get little details in the way characters act that you're like, all right, this is a believable person. I believe this person could exist, you know. And
those are the best kind of characters.
Unless that character is the main character, of course.
Yeah.
And then of course the girl is like, she The whole premise is that you gotta climb the tower to get your wish granted, or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So the girlfriend runs off because she wants to go see the stars or whatever, and he's like, "No, please, no, don't leave me." And she's like, "I have to. Bye." Literally, the only time he ever has an opinion of his own is when he's like, "No, please, don't leave." That's literally it. But
my thoughts are leaving me.
Like literally, like the only reason I'm alive and the person who fucking decides everything for me is leaving. Oh shit. So he ends up following her in, and then he ends up meeting her while he's doing all these tests in the tower, and okay, so, hold on for a second. What do you think this tower is when I say you have to climb the tower to get to the top?
Okay. Personally, I just think of the Tower of Babel. That's like the first thing that goes to my brain.
But when you hear like you have to fight to the top and you have to be strong and you can only be a good warrior, like you'd think they'd be like kind of going up into a. Have either of you seen Made in Abyss?
No.
Damn. Well, basically in Made of Abyss, each level it's like the opposite of this, where instead of going up a tower, you're going down to a crevice or whatever. Each level is like a different type of thing you gotta fight, right?
Yeah, that's what I would assume. Though. I figured it would be a shonen type.
Did
anime.
you think this would just be the Hunter exams arc in Hunter x Hunter over and over and over again?
No, I did
That's
not.
what this is.
That sounds terrible.
It's the Hunter it's the Hunter exam arc in Hunter x Hunter over and over and over again.
Like maybe for the first couple floors, but after that you should be like Mythical Beast and like.
I'm not even sure if we're even going up floors anymore, because they just kind of appear in like this weird facility, I'm gonna say. It's like a big gym, I guess, like a youth center almost, where they're teaching them how to use magic powers and shit. It's super weird, like, because the first two levels are all right. First level, we gotta fight a giant monster, right? Okay. Second
That makes
level,
sense.
we dropped you in a field with 400 other people. 200 of them have to die. Right.
Okay, I get that. You gotta have
Next
some
floor.
sacrifices to get your wish.
Next floor, a guy walks in. You end up in you get teleported to like a weird facility, and a guy walks in and goes, "Congratulations, everyone." Also, they had to make teams. Like the last 200 people had to make teams of 3.
Oh, this
Okay.
is sounding
But anyway,
like the
wait,
Naruto
so
Chunin exams
one-
all over again.
It's also the Naruto Chunin exams. All right.
And then one person gets left out.
So here's the thing. They go to the next floor, and this dude is like, all right, I'm gonna explain to you how kind of how the magic works in this world, right? And he ends up building a wall of like this water. It's water, but it's the magical like source. It's the energy of this world, basically. It's called a Shinsu or something like that.
Okay.
And so this new test is. I think the guy, it was even like, I'm just gonna give you this test because fuck you, right? So they're in this weird fucking gym facility place, whatever, that has like a vending machine and a chef and shit and all that. It's weird. And the dude puts up a wall, and the whole test is walk through the wall, right? And if you can walk through the wall, you pass the test. So that culls a bunch of people. Yeah, that's the thing. He's like, all right, even though we let 200 of you live, we still need to cull some more of you, which was super weird. It's like, why did you
Even fucking bother.
right, exactly, if you were just gonna cull a bunch of them anyway. So the next test, they have to get through this wall. So of course the main character isn't affected by the wall at all. Like when the dude makes the wall, it pushes everyone back except the main character. The main character is the only one who's able to make it through without it even being touched, right, at first.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of other people who are like super badasses just walk through easily. They're like, oh, okay, whatever. And then you've got like the lesser people who are the main characters who are not main characters but like side characters who like have a little bit of trouble getting through and again. The next floor, more youth center shit, more of this weird facility. The next test is just open a door. Here you got a room full of doors. Pick whichever one is the right one. You got 10 minutes. You're good, right? But it's not like it's super weird. It's a dude is sitting there, and it's not like a test of strength or like you might lose your life or whatever. It's like, well, I guess you will. They show that there's an opening that you can drop down, you'll die, but it's like it's incidental. Like no one really gives a shit. They show you like somebody's reaction shot of what's in the hole, and it doesn't even matter.
Oh.
Cameron's gone. I should have known. I'll just keep going.
Yeah, dude, fucking YOLO.
So none of these tests are like real tests, right? They're not like real combat tests or like, there's always like a weird like counselor type guy or like a supervisor watching over everything, and it feels it feels a lot. It feels like the Chunin exam arc where there's, or where there's always some weird lesson to be learned from every like test, but it's not like the tower itself is teaching you the test. It's these assholes who came up with their own curriculum, because they end up telling you the reason for the tests is really just to clear out people who would hurt the quote unquote hurt the tower, whatever that fucking means. But so each of these tests is a weird not test that is like, I don't know. It's super weird. It's interesting the way they do it, and I kind of wish. I can't. I guess I just need to wait to see more. But the tower doesn't really make any sense because they hype it up as like this crazy thing where you might die at any second climbing up this tower, when it's really not. And once they beat like the first 4 tests, they just end up kind of going to like school. Like everyone who survives gets they first of all they get their RPG their wizard, you're a wizard, you're a warrior, you're a paladin, all that shit, you get your position or whatever. And they start giving everybody like these lessons in how to use their positions. It's like why are you fucking doing this, I guess, is my whole big thing. If the whole deal is to prove you're powerful enough to climb the tower, why are you teaching people how to climb the tower, I guess?
Yeah, I got you.
It feels like punishment for surviving. I don't know, like...
Yeah, it's like...
anyone who is like, oh yeah, I just had this death-defying thing. Now, school! What is this, fucking U.S. education system?
It's like, literally like 2 or 3 days ago, you had us all out in the field killing each other. But now, we're supposed to be all buddy-buddy. We're supposed to be like classmates and shit. And they keep talking about like it's competition, but then you got everybody teaming up. So is it a competition or not? Are we gonna have to fight each other to get up this tower? What's going on?
Yeah, definitely.
It's weird. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's like it feels like this could have been like anything else. And not like a tower climbing anime where you gotta get to the top and beat the bad guy or whatever. It feels like this should have been like a like an isekai or something.
Oh yeah.
Which it might be, because the main character says he's from a different world, but all we really know about him is that he was just underground for his whole life or whatever.
Okay.
But it's not like, it's like, here's the deal. It's good. It's well written, but at least as far as the characters go, but a lot of like the actual plot itself takes like this big ass backseat to just kind of fucking around, and just kind of getting to know the characters. So I'm kind of like, I'm getting to know these characters, but I don't know what kind of world they're living in, and I don't know, like they feel real and they feel good, but I don't really understand what the fuck is going on, I guess.
There's no world building, it's just all plot.
Like zero world building. Like even when they do world building, it's like in passing almost, or it's like it's like a metaphor for something else that's happening to the character. It's never really like it's never really there to establish what's actually going on. Like the one time they do is when they explain who these princesses are, and even then it's just to tell you that the king is an asshole. And that's it. It's not even to really tell you that the world is...
Yeah.
How the world runs or anything. It's just, hey, the king's an asshole.
Okay.
But it's not bad. It's got good anime. Well, it's got good animation, and it's consistent. So it's not like Mob Psycho or One Punch Man levels, or like that the hyper detailed like Naruto shit. But it's got good animation. And it stays consistent. It stays like pretty good throughout the show. And I don't know. I think I'm 6 episodes deep. I'm looking forward to more, I guess. I get the feeling this is gonna shit the bed for me here soon. I just gotta get to that point.
We know.
Well,
You know
because the main character where I am is he's learning stuff and starting to become, more what's the word?
Self-reliant?
Yeah, like self-sufficient a little bit. He's just learning how to do magic and shit, but he's still like a fucking worthless idiot. And but I know that because they kind of just introduced what his deal is, and it's like, you know, what makes him so special, makes him the main character, and why the Shinsu wall didn't push him back or whatever. They kind of start introducing that, and I'm like, I really don't care about this.
No, I gotcha.
Because this main character sucks, you know. I also watched what do you want?
I was just gonna say, what MacGuffin is it gonna be this time?
Well, okay, so there are potentially, I want to say there are 14 MacGuffins, 13 of which are these swords named after the months that the princesses all wield. So one princess gives the main character her sword. So now he's running around with that, but he gets it taken away from him like 4 or 5 episodes in because he sucks.
Okay.
And he's a fucking idiot. And then also the main character himself, because they kind of just not necessarily gave it away that he's not human, but they gave it away that he's not like a regular person.
Gotcha.
He's not, so.
Okay.
Last thing, I watched some Avatar: Last Airbender, so it's on Netflix. I meant to only watch like a select few episodes, but I ended up marathoning through like, I want to say like all of season 2, and so far I'm like halfway through season 3.
So what's your? We've all seen Avatar, right?
Which one? The
Last
Last
Airbender.
Airbender.
yeah.
What's your favorite season?
3, easily.
3.
Yeah.
3 easily.
Fuck. I don't know. All of it. I like that season.
all season.
I think probably 3 as well, because it was a lot more of a culmination. Like, I don't think 3 by itself is super outstanding, but I think 3 in the context of the series is way super impactful. You could see the characters grow a shit ton, and
yeah, exactly. It's where like most of like the biggest growth happens, where like the characters like you've seen them struggling with their shit throughout all this, like all the 2 seasons, and then season 3 is where like you finally see them either overcome it or succumb to it, or they've finally changed to become who they were always destined to be, which is satisfying.
I have a similar thought, but my favorite season is season 2, because I think the most growth happens there, but the payoffs all happen in season 3.
They're really good. Well, I think like because season 2 there's like Zuko alone, and like Tales of Ba Sing Se, and all like
the
all, like, the
introduction
Toph
of
stuff.
Toph, yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. Yeah.
the issue that I had with season 2 is that it fucking sucked. No, it's like there was so much stuff that happened, and like I understand that it was supposed to give the feeling of dragging on, but the end of season 2 for me was like 4 episodes too long,
I can see that. Yeah,
especially
sure.
since shit was
I can
not
definitely see
resolved
that.
until the beginning of season 3.
Like when they got to Ba Sing Se, that super drags on too much. They could have just cut a lot of that shit out.
Like a lot of the stuff with Jet in that season. It's just,
I hate Jet.
so like Jet's
I fucking
fine.
hate Jet.
Jet's fine for the first time you meet him. Jet's fine for the second time you meet him. When he becomes important the third time is when you're just like,
Thankfully, he fucking died.
Yeah, see, that was the thing. I actually like the third time that he becomes important because he's dead.
Yeah.
I think
I
it moves it forward. Like, he actually moved the story forward finally.
I actively remember watching this the first time, and when he shows up and he's clearly brainwashed, I was like, "Oh fuck!"
yeah.
Because I was like, he's gonna be super important now, and they're gonna need him to do shit. I'm like, it sucks. I don't want to fucking deal with this fucking idiots. It was already bad enough he was fucking with Iroh and Zuko. Now I gotta fucking watch him fuck around with the heroes and shit, all brainwashed. Fuck 'em.
Yeah, like I said, the first 2 times you see him, it's fine. When he he's just too
annoying.
It became too much.
I hate like the cool guy, pretty boy, rebel character in anything. It's annoying as fuck, and he's just like the most typical version of that. There's no like, he is what's his name from Battle Angel Alita to me.
Oh yeah, 100%. You're right. That is
Yeah.
exactly what he is.
Like, he is the biggest fucking fuckboy piece of shit ever. And like the instant he comes on screen and you see Katara like fawning over him, it starts to make me dislike her more, because I was like, how are you this fucking dumb and easy? But
Because she's 14, what?
yeah,
I was gonna say she's a child.
I tend to give these characters a pass. I was even thinking about that. I was like watching. I was like, man, these kids make a lot of dumb mistakes.
And it's like,
These
oh,
kids.
they're kids.
Yeah.
To be fair though, if I could be attractive and street smart and suave as fuck, there's no fucking way I would not be. Right?
But would you also be a big fucking douche about it?
I'm already a big fucking douche.
Would you be the guy to walk around with a fucking like leaf or like a piece of straw or some shit in your mouth? It'd be that guy.
Maybe not straw. But I mean, look,
when I was
I'm
younger-
I'm already a cunt, right? Like, if I could have the looks to back it up, you know I would.
Yeah.
When I was in elementary school, I tried to do that, and I'm like, man, this is really annoying holding this in my mouth all day.
Yeah.
Like,
I tried it for a
like
day.
you're not like no one is allowed to be the toothpick guy unless you're like a grizzled 35-year-old or some shit. You know, like
Yeah.
no one wants to see that shit. No one thinks you're cool when you do that shit, and you're a dumb kid.
Usually, like, whenever I think about that, I think about it's someone who's trying to get over smoking because they've smoked for too long, and
Yeah.
they just like to have the feeling of
There's something in their mouth, yeah.
at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jet sucks. I love because here's the thing about like kung fu shit that I always like you might be a badass and you might be part of this cool school or whatever, but you might just run up on a dude one day who could do some shit you've never seen before and he might just kick your ass.
Yeah.
Right. I love that shit. It's like when shows like this where you can kind of like have an overall plot and still have the bullshit episodes where whatever happens.
The one thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say the one thing, like you're saying, that someone could just randomly walk up on you and do stuff that you haven't seen. It's the one thing I've always liked about Avatar is that like no one was OP
Yeah.
other than the Avatar.
Obviously. Avatar, like they really go to lengths to show like, yo, when he's in this Avatar state, he can't be fucked with.
Yeah.
So when Combustion Man first shows up, and I mean this happened before in the series where like a dude with some crazy ability shows up, like in the first season, I think these fucking archers show up who are like the most godlike archers ever, who never come back in anything. They literally defeat Aang, like
Yeah.
they show up and defeat Aang. They're like firing arrows into the wind and shit. It's fucking awesome, but then they never come back. But like when someone like Combustion Man shows up and he's like a Terminator who shoots an explosion from his forehead,
He learned how to firebend with his brain.
like, that shit is awesome, you know?
Yeah.
When you meet the Swamp Benders, the dude who's like using the water in the vines to create a
Yeah.
giant monster fight, like shit like that is awesome. And that's what I think, that is why I think season 3 of Korra is like the best, like some of the best shit ever, because the villains are just that. They are a lava bender, a fucking like a dude who had no powers who suddenly has air nomad shit. They have a girl with no arms who can water bend. They have fucking
There's so many cool things. Like
they
so
have
many cool
Combustion
ideas.
Woman who can firebend regularly and shoot the combustion shit from her brain. It's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Like there's so many like small things in Korra that like are the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I wish you could have expanded on this idea more, but you only gave it one season.
You didn't
So.
have the time.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate. But it's like Avatar is one of those shows that it is
It has endless potential. 100% has
Yeah.
endless potential.
like the world it's like the world building is on like Full Metal Alchemist levels where
as long as
everything like this feels like a world that I could probably like take a boat to, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say Avatar is one of those shows where it's like as long as the world building comes first, the show's gonna follow suit. It's
Yeah.
like it's just gonna be good.
I don't
Like
know about
the the philosophy of everything is so well intertwined, and like how each like even like every little movement they make, right, is like, are you from like the fucking Earth Kingdom? Was like, well, you're gonna walk around like this, you're gonna look like this, and you're gonna talk like this, and you're gonna fight like this. You know,
Are you a waterbender who grew up in the Earth Kingdom? You're going to fight completely different than a waterbender who grew up in the waterbending tribes or something
even
of that
like
nature.
even like the basic person's personality, like a person from the Earth Kingdom will be like hard-headed and will fuck with you and will say no to everything you want and try to fucking rob you and shit. But like an air nomad is like lazy and they lay around and they don't like doing a lot of work, you know. Like that, I love like like you've got like the individual personalities, but then you've got the
Cultural
personality, which is so good. Not enough stuff does that, where the like where they live plays a big factor, right? You get a lot of stuff where, you know, you could fly over to, you know, you could be one city and fly over to a different city and it looks like the exact same city. All the characters will act exactly the fucking same, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, have you been to California? Because...
So, Derek, how's your week?
Actually, I want to add a point onto what you guys were talking about before I get to my week. Like, I understand what you're saying, but I also think that it requires you to have an interesting character. Because I've watched a lot of stuff, like, and the reason that I get turned off of movies and series a lot is because they spend a lot of time world building, but I don't know if it's the portrayals or the characters themselves that just absolutely fucking suck. Because, like, it's fine to be world building and to, like, want to set up, like, this world of, like, you know, desolation or hope or whatever. But if your main character makes me want to punch them in the face, I don't care.
Yeah, which is another thing about Avatar. Like, for the most part, these characters are all pretty interesting, and they all have shit going on.
Yeah,
thankfully.
and they're not
like if
always
they didn't,
likable, but
I wouldn't
they're
give a
always
fuck about the world. Right.
Yeah.
Fucking.
That's an important distinction.
Yeah.
Like, looking at Zuko, I'm like, man, Sasuke fucking sucks. like everything Zuko does is some shit fucking Sasuke or any of these other, like, edge boy revenge characters should have done, right?
Someone watched the Castle Super Beats podcast.
No, I watched Naruto.
Right, no, I get the point. I'm just saying the references.
But
you watching them and seeing the character go, man, I want this really, really, really fucking bad. You know, you're like, all right, well, this is basically like all those other characters who like have one goal and they're all assholes about it and they never really grow. But you're sitting here watching Zuko and he's like having actual introspection about what he's doing. You know, there's like the stubbornness of characters is what gets super annoying. But when you have a character that can, even if he's alone, if he can like break through that stubbornness, that immediately makes them more interesting than a Sasuke type who literally doesn't want to hear it, who doesn't want to fucking think about anything except what he wants. You know, I just want to kill this guy. Well, why? Because I'm mad. Well, why? Because I want to kill this guy. Well, why? Because I'm mad. Right? Like, at least this is going like, why are you mad? Like who are you mad at? Why are you mad? You know, what is going on? You know, and when the character succeeds and gets something they want, you know, it's like it changes them. You know, when Zuko finally gets home and he thinks his dad respects him because he thinks he killed the fucking Avatar. You know, he thinks, oh, I finally got everything I wanted, and he's still fucking miserable, right? Mm-hmm. You didn't get that with Sasuke. Ever. You don't get that with a lot of characters.
Yeah, because they're always fucking miserable.
They just stay miserable. They find some other reason to just be miserable.
This is my character trait.
Yeah. My character trait is I'm edgy and miserable, so now that the thing that made me edgy and miserable originally is gone, I need a new excuse.
I think that the fact that Avatar is only 3 seasons long and like 60 episodes helps it a lot. Because there's a lot of stuff that Zuko does that, if given more time to do the things, like if season 1 had gone on twice as long or the series had gone on twice as long, I would not like Zuko as much. Zuko changed over the course of all 3 seasons, but because all 3 seasons are so compact that you see them, like, there isn't much space to be like, I really hate this character. It's like, oh, this character's like kind of getting annoying, and then he starts changing. And that's like, it's fast enough to where you don't despise him for being like that. Because Sasuke was cool originally, like, in the original Naruto. He was like, okay, I got a revenge plot. This is it. It's when it went on for 500 episodes that it became an issue.
Like before, like back when you thought he was going to have some character development to go with that revenge plot, but now it's just the revenge plot.
Yeah, and like fucking episode 90 of Naruto, where Itachi shows up for the first time, is fucking lit. Because you're like, oh my god, Sasuke's gonna... No, and gets his shit kicked in. Like,
like shit's going to go down. Oh, damn.
Yeah. And it's like,
you think
that's cool.
You think that would actually change his character, but it didn't.
Yeah.
You know, it just made him a worse version of the character that he was.
Yeah, but like the entire trait, like all of the shit that Sasuke went through up through Boruto has been condensed into 60 episodes that Zuko goes through. And that's why I think he's such a compelling character.
Yeah. definitely one of like the best, I think, villain redemption stories in a while. And I love how, like, if you look at like the first season is like Pokemon-esque adventures where it's super goofy, and Zuko is basically fucking James and what's her face. Like, he's being beaten pretty easily for the most part. He's, getting shit on all the time, gets no respect. And then as time goes on, you start to see like all those times he was getting beaten, all those times he was getting disrespected were actually kind of fucking with him really bad.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that helps is that he was never the main bad guy.
Yeah, there was always somebody else who was way worse.
There was always... Well, the other thing, too, is there was always the overarching Fire Lord. It wasn't Zuko's the bad guy, it's Fire Lord's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's
And
something that doesn't
Zuko is the
necessarily
pawn.
happen in Naruto as much. I mean, it does, but it keeps shifting, and I think that doesn't help the narrative.
Because they would contrast him a lot with like the kind of the current arc villain, besides like the overall villain being Ozai, you would have like Zhao in season 2. I want to say a little bit in season 1, I don't remember, but in season 2 mostly you would have Zhao. Oh no, he wasn't.
He was in season 1.
He wasn't season 1. You're right. Zhao, he was dead by season 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had like Zhao in season 1. You had Azula show up in season 2, and then in season 3, it's kind of like the combination of Azula and Ozai and the Fire Nation as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were always there to be like a contrast to Zuko's villainy in a way, where he was like, I'm just a villain because I want my honor back. But Zhao was like, I'm a villain because I'm a fucking asshole and I want all the glory, Or Azula, who's like, I'm a villain because I'm a sociopath and an asshole, and I've got fucked up shit that I just turned into, more psychosis, And even up against Ozai, where he ends up taking over, and he's like considered this amazing ruler. Like, if you read the comic books, he's like this amazing ruler, an amazing tactician, and his legacy is like, it shits all over Ozai's, and it makes him look like an asshole.
I mean,
But
yeah.
it's good shit. It's good shit.
shit.
I still need to finish it. I mean, watched it before, but I just need to
Watch
get
it.
to the part where he fucking... You know what I realized? If it weren't for Toph, because I was thinking about this like for the final episode, if it weren't for Toph teaching... really, if it weren't for Appa, they'd all just be dead. But if it weren't for Toph teaching Aang to feel the vibrations through the earth,
Oh yeah, he'd be.
Aang would have
fucked.
died. Aang would have died.
yeah.
But so Toph is the number one hero of this show,
Number 1 teacher.
pretty much, and she's great in Korra too. Like in season 4, like season 4 is not all that good. It's got some serious issues.
Yeah.
But when Toph shows up in season 4, spoilers. Who gives a fuck for that oldest show?
Still haven't
like,
seen it.
It's whatever. I mean, I think they tease that she's coming back in like the first episode of that fucking show anyway. So, but yeah, that was me.
All right.
All right.
Moving on to my week. I actually watched something. I watched a movie. I watched Public Enemies with Johnny Depp, and it's about John Dillinger, who was Public Enemy number 1 back in...
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good, but it reinforces the idea to me that Netflix and Verve and Hulu need to get their shit together and put in a 2x feature on their fucking video players. Because
Like 2 times speed?
Yeah. Because it's fine if someone wants to take 2.5 hours to tell a story. I shouldn't be forced to take 2.5 hours to feel the story when most of that shit is like, it's stuff that is technically irrelevant to the film. It's people like walking up to a car or walking up to a house or like opening a door. It's shit that you can cut out of a movie and it's not relevant to the plot. And I hate it. I don't like if I could enjoy all media that I don't have to interact with at increased speeds, I probably would. Because I understand like movies taking time and like needing to set up characters and all that bullshit, but like it's more important to me that I feel like I got my time out of it than actually sitting through the movie. So I'd rather watch a movie at 2x. Or 1.5. Like, I'll take 1.5. Fuck, dude. I'll take 1.5 speed. But it's just like, I don't know. YouTube has absolutely spoiled me because of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, and all the anime sites that I totally 100% legally watched on,
totally legally.
They have like 2x. 2x is like a standard. Like they have at least 2x. Some of them have 4x, which is
Yeah, I
nuts.
was gonna say,
but like all of
go
them
back
have
to
2x.
those
Skip through all
crazy
those talking
people.
scenes.
But it's like, I want to watch like Dragon Ball Super on Vert, right? Because that's like the official like Western release. But it's so fucking slow. I don't care, you know?
It's 'cause Dragon Ball Super's not good.
Okay, you chill. Fucking regardless, like it's one of those things where I've gotten used to watching anime this way, and I've gotten used
Hey,
to
look,
watching
a trash fire is still fire.
I've gotten used to watching other things this way, and I want to be able to watch things that, like, people have said are good, like Dexter or Breaking Bad or whatever, but I don't want to necessarily sit there for fucking, like, 24 hours. What if I could just sit there for 12 hours and watch it? Like, it annoys me. So, I don't know. That was the one
I see
movie I
that.
watched. That was the one movie I watched.
I can see that because here's the deal. So you want an option for helping you get through something, but for me, if the movie is just shit and it's taking too long, I'll just turn it off and watch something else, because I'm not gonna waste my time, So I've never really thought about needing like to speed up a thing. Like if I feel like a thing is just too slow and not interesting, then I'm just gonna turn it off.
The thing is, a lot of the things that I want to watch are things that I know are going to be worth my time, but they're not worth my time enough. But if I don't watch them, then I know I'm going to wish I had seen the story through. So I want to experience the story, but I don't want it to take the full time.
He wants to cut the time down by half.
Yeah, pretty much. And I don't see
Yeah.
if there's a problem with that. So,
Well, you can go talk to Steven Spielberg and all those other film guys with the stick up their butt about the Netflix.
Just make them have a standard. All DVDs have a standard mode that says ×2.
well, it's
and
like,
so does streaming.
like I said,
Yeah, it's called the fast forward button.
like I said, there's nothing wrong with wanting to take 3 hours to tell a story. There's something inherently wrong with with them policing how I get to enjoy it when it's in my own personal use. Like, I'm not going to go to a fucking movie theater and be like, why isn't this going faster? Because I'm going to a fucking movie theater. There's other people there.
Yeah.
But if I'm watching it by myself, like, what if I just want to watch a bunch of Power Rangers episodes? I don't want to spend 20 minutes watching fucking them defend Angel Grove for the 20,000th time. I want to spend 10 minutes doing that because I just want to, like, have some fun and, like, have an after-school special feeling. Like, it just annoys the shit out of me. Because
I feel that.
it is something that seems like it's so behind the times to not have this. And it's obviously something that it's not necessarily like an issue to implement, because YouTube has done it, and YouTube is like the biggest fucking video collector in the world. Of course, like if they can do it, anyone can fucking do it, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's just annoying to me, especially when they have all these fucking like TV shows that have like 19 seasons on them, So
Yeah.
I hate that shit. Anyway, what else did I do this week? Started playing a little bit of Dragon Ball again.
Yeah.
Which was good. I ranked up on PC. PC is way fucking harder than PS4. Like, insanely fucking harder. But my team right now is Gogeta, UI Goku, and Base Goku. So I'm just Team Goku. But that's fun,
That just means I get to dunk more Gokus.
Oh,
If you can touch them, this UI Goku bullshit is a little nuts.
the other thing is, fucking Base Goku's second assist allows him to charge his hand spirit bomb, and also gives you like 3/4 of a bar. And if you've used it 3 times already in a fight, it just gives you a full bar. It is the most insane engine I've ever seen. Like,
That's pretty sick.
and because it's a B assist, it comes up faster than normal assists. So you're just like, I'm constantly spamming it in the middle of my combos because it doesn't interrupt anything.
Shit. Oh no.
That's pretty good.
So are we? I guess are we just entering the point where Fighters becomes like everybody just becomes broken in their own way because Fighters 2 is going to come out soon? Or just don't announce it.
I mean, they just announced season 3, and like we're only 2
Oh, that's
characters
right. I
in
forgot
season
about
3.
that.
But they just introduced all the secondary assists and stuff. So,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But-
this shit's so good.
well, yeah, the thing about the secondary assist for Base Goku is that it's you can't hit anybody with it. It's literally just a bar gainer. Like you can't combo extend with it. It doesn't do any
It's
hits.
just a battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's super good because you can use it 3 times. You've charged up his hand spirit bomb, so when he comes in, he can now just use the hand spirit bomb.
Yeah.
And which is just insane. And I don't know. It's one of those things that it's insanely cool to me. UI Goku's he's flashy, and I think he's like decent, but I don't think he's insanely good. And then I played a little bit of Power Rangers. Saw that season 3 just got announced for that. So
I'm excited. 3 new characters and a skin for Daishi.
that's some good
I'm
shit.
okay with it.
That's some good shit.
Another big thing that's being changed is the way how Zords work.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you're gonna be able to use Zords without losing a character.
Oh, fuck. I see they want the game to go even faster.
So I think it's going to be based on how much damage / damage dealt / damage taken type thing.
Oh, I see. So if all
Rather-
your characters are at like 1 HP, you'll still be able to use it. Makes sense.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Seems like people in that game have gotten shittier at the game but better at playing it, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that actually makes 100%.
Like
100% sense.
they're not doing the insanely long like 40 hit combos that they used to, but they're just like it feels like they're just spamming shit. Like I'm sure there's some thought that goes into it, but it feels like I'm just getting spammed. So
I think you're putting too much credit behind people. They're probably just spamming.
well, then I'm upset at myself that I'm not able to deal with it. Anyway, so yeah, that was it. It was fun until I started like just getting beaten and like shit was happening that I felt shouldn't happen, and I was like, okay, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then I played a little bit of Grand Blue Fantasy last night, and
Hey,
That-
that game's great.
that game, it feels like there's not enough. I feel like they need another tier lower than what they have, because it seems like everybody there knows these insane like 10 hit combos for their characters, and I'm over here with Matera, who's like the highest combo I can do is like 4 inputs. So
Well, Matera has more setups than combos, I believe.
yeah, like I know I'm playing her
But-
wrong, but like I was upset because I was like, this is fucking bullshit, because I just watched some Gran like jump in with a quarter circle back and then just combo me for like half my HP, and then I was like, this is bullshit. So I looked at the tier list, and Matera's like top 3, and I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like
I was gonna say Matera's one of the best characters in the game. So
yeah, but like I don't, and this was the thing that upset me more after that, was I don't really understand how. You know?
she has. It's just her zoning tools and her ability to keep you away from her.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is like the game is built to deal with that. Each character literally has an ability that lets you dodge projectiles, and she can't put out projectiles fast enough to take advantage of that. So it's interesting to me. Like I would need to see plays, but like theoretically it doesn't make sense if she's good, you know?
Yeah, she has so much mobility is the thing.
Yeah,
she has some of the most mobility in the game.
The dash.
So you basically just she got nerfed a little bit because her light is not as good as it used to be. But
I feel.
for the most part, it was just you'd arrow. If someone got close, you just mash jab and then fly away.
Yeah. Well, it's just like that's the thing, is like I was thinking about it, but it's like every other character in this game pretty much has a projectile to match, and they have the dodge. And like I realize Matera also has the dodge because it's a universal ability, but it's just one of those things that's interesting.
Are you using her butterflies?
I'm trying to, but every time I do, they jump at me from half the screen away.
All right, yeah. So that's the big thing. It's just butterflies and then anti-air and then fly and
Her
then
anti-air
and then,
sucks cock. Okay, her anti-air is so fucking bad.
then you know what you do? You just jump grab.
Yeah, but it's just like I've legitimately had anti-air things where my they've been like literally right on top of me, and I've anti-aired, and like I'm going through the anti-air, so the arrow's about to get released, right? And it just floats right through them, and I'm just like, ugh, like it is the worst. I hate her anti-air. Like
I got you.
she has long ass legs and a bow. Use the fucking bow. Use the bow in other attacks. Use the bow for your fucking anti-air. There's no reason for you to shoot an arrow with your anti-air. I don't know, but
I don't know.
so I switched to Gran and found immediately more success. Like, despite him being like technically a lower tier character, his combos
He
are
is-
way easier.
I was gonna say he's one of those easy characters. Also, he has so many frame traps.
Yeah, it was just insane. So
And then there's his twin sister, who has even more frame traps.
more frame traps to flame. Yeah, I don't know. It was
Yes.
it was one of those things where it's like I switched the character and just like there was that immediate like hit of dopamine when I was like, okay, so this character just feels fucking broken, because it felt like I could just spam and win, and that's essentially what I did, right?
Yeah,
It was like auto
Grand-
combo into
Grand
Hadouken
Punch.
into Dragon Punch and then just repeat.
and to Tim's.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck, man. Like, why would I bother
Yeah,
playing
no.
Matera when I could just play Grand? But Matera's cooler, so. Eh.
That's why I play. What's his name? Sorry's.
That was the other thing, is I wanted to get the samurai girl, because she's just she's cool.
yeah.
Like I really dig samurai characters in general, but I haven't really voiced that opinion because it makes me sound like an insanely huge weeb. So, but like samurai characters are always just really cool, because like a katana is just a cool weapon, you know?
Yeah.
Like it is just innately a cool weapon.
yeah.
So-
I agree.
I don't know. Anyway, that was mostly my week, was just doing that.
I like ninjas.
Ninjas are also cool. Oh, I was playing Final Fantasy 14. That's the other thing I did. I was playing a fuck ton of Final Fantasy 14.
How'd that go?
Not bad. We beat the Realm Reborn, which is the main original story from level 1 to 50. Keon and I, that is. So we've been playing together. So we've been doing that, and then we are currently... There's a bunch of fluff between A Realm Reborn and the actual first expansion, which is Heavensward. And we're trying to get through that, but like it is just... It's a lot of shit, essentially. So
Gotcha.
I'm trying to do that. But that's been really fun. And Final Fantasy 14 is one of the few games where normally when I play MMOs, I just like to grind dungeons. That's just like my favorite thing to do. But Final Fantasy 14 has a very, very good like mix of story quests and dungeons, and like you have to go through the story quest to unlock a lot of the dungeons, and I think that's relatively smart instead of just like randomly unlocking at 15 or whatever. So I don't know. It's nice. I really like Final Fantasy 14, and the combat is
That's good.
really fucking fun. Like really fucking fun. The one thing is that the global cooldown is like a second longer than WoW, so it feels mildly less fluid, and it feels like a little bit slower. But I think it's more fun now that I've gotten higher in the levels and like can do full rotations and shit. Because like
Gotcha.
I have a character in WoW that's a full rotation character that's like max level.
Yeah.
But it is a lot more... There's a lot less thinking to do, in my opinion. And, like, it feels a lot less fun to me to do that kind of shit. And there's, like, the character that I play is an elemental shaman, so it's even... Like, it's an RNG-based class, essentially. So,
Gotcha.
I don't know. I think Final Fantasy 14 has... It's just, like, a really fun MMO experience. And if you have literally anybody else to play with, it's just insanely fun.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that was basically my week.
Very good. Very good. All right. Do we have anything else we want to talk about other than Mob Psycho? Because I'm just going to talk about Mob Psycho real quick.
There was some sort of news, but I forgot what it was. So
I
who
will
cares?
plug my shit at the end.
All right. Well, I don't have much to say other than this anime is fucking amazing. It's probably it solidified itself in my top 5
Yeah.
easily. Top 5 anime Mob Psycho's in there.
Nice.
It's super good. It's really
It's super. Like, I'm really upset that I didn't watch it sooner. But yeah, it's
good. Oh, I got something. But
Okay,
go ahead
but-
about Mob Psycho.
yeah. So like I've been watching it. You guys heard me talk about it multiple times over the last couple months. But I finally finished it, and Mob is a legitimate like every character in that anime has like such good development that I'm happy about. Like it's every single character has their own like arc to them.
Yep.
Even the characters off screen have arcs that you don't get to see, but you
Even
definitely
like
can
like even the villains, even the bad guys will like come back and they're like, I got a job.
yeah.
'Cause they told me to stop being an asshole.
Oh, it's fan. There's so many like adorable little things as well,
Yeah.
but like Mob is like the realest character I've ever seen with superpowers. Like, oh yeah, I shouldn't abuse my powers as a young age so that no one comes and attacks me.
Yeah.
I guess I won't do that.
And then people kind of attack him anyway.
Well, yeah. Well, that's more
So,
the people
yeah.
around him got him attacked.
Unfortunately. Yeah, it's one of those shows where like, if you see a character on screen, prepare for like some sort of emotional payoff with this character.
Yeah, at least some sort of.
Even like the fucking random villains who show back up from the season 1 villains, when they come back, they're all like, they've all changed to the point where you actually kind of care about them now. Like they were just complete narcissistic pieces of shit before, but now that you know that they're actually super losers, you're like, oh well, actually, I kind of care about these guys.
Yeah.
I feel it.
All right, so that's pretty much all I had to say about that. That anime is definitely in my top 5. It's fantastic. It's got some cool things, and the animation is fucking amazing.
I think I'm gonna say it's probably like the best animation you'll see in just about anything. Like it's
Definitely
so like,
The coolest thing I've seen is the way they use teleportation. Like, I've never seen.
I told you.
I watched that clip a while ago, but with context, it's even better.
Did
So,
I
like,
not tell you? It's the coolest teleportation.
Because we've all seen the scenes where the guy teleports around and he moves forward multiple times, teleporting towards his target.
Yeah.
So usually you see that from the third person perspective. You see it from first person in this. And like a lot of the fight is in first person, and you're just like, what is this?
So good.
Yeah.
Like
I would love to see more fights use first person in clever ways.
it's got like that's the best like characters who teleport are usually relegated to being like the character that just moves everybody around, you know, like, all right, we need to get here, come on, teleporter.
Or fights from behind you at all times. Like,
Right.
even if you turn around, he's still behind you.
But here it's like, all right, I'm gonna teleport in front of you and just kick the fuck out of you, and then and you see it all from his perspective, which is awesome.
The best part about that like whole scene, he like teleports, kicks one dude, drags him with him, and then beats up another dude, and then throws the guy he's dragged with him.
Yeah. Like the transitions when he teleports, like when he grabs what's his name's head, and then he gets ready to swing it, and then he teleports them right into a car.
That was so
good.
That was so fucking like he grabs his head, bangs him against the wall. As he goes to bang it to the next thing, it's just a car now. It's
Yep.
fucking wall. Oh Jesus!
I will
Like,
need to watch this show.
You need to.
That's my favorite thing is when people use powers cleverly. It's just
Yeah.
like that's all Mob Psycho is. It's just clever use
Yeah.
of their powers.
And that teleportation, I'm gonna say that that the teleportation Sasuke gets later in Naruto is like not as good, but it's the same kind of slickness where since he's swapping places with objects when he teleports,
Yeah.
you know, he'll let somebody wrap him up in some bullshit, and then he'll look at them, and then they'll switch places, and now they're all wrapped up, and now he's throwing shit at them, right?
That's cool. Yeah.
Stuff like that, where like being clever and being slick with your powers will make your powers look even cooler, no matter how shitty they are, right?
Yeah.
Like you can get some cool shit out of even like the most basic of abilities.
Hey, I can move through matter. I can fall through the floor.
Yeah.
The million.
Like the million, like that is the one thing about My Hero Academia that I really loved, which is like, hey, even if you have shitty powers, you can be awesome.
If you put them into the right perspective, they
Yeah.
are fucking dope.
Too bad My Hero lost that perspective later on.
Well, we will talk about that when I get caught up.
What's it called? Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer, yes.
That manga finished over the week.
That's right, it did.
So it was not good. It had basically rushed to the end because I think the author's father got sick a while ago, so they just kind of rushed the ending.
Okay.
It's literally like the final battle happens, the bad guy gets killed, except not really, but then he gets killed for real, and then cut to like 100 years later. No, cut to the modern day. which is way longer than 100 years, I believe. And it's just all the characters have been reborn through their children or like, you know, through their descendants or whatever, except now instead of this character having like yellow hair, he's got black hair. Instead of this character having red hair, he's got black hair, all that shit. Everyone's back, everyone's fine. It was a lot like the Bleach ending, where these child characters, post characters only exist because the series needed like a future post thing to kind of end on, because that's what shonens do now. You know, they can't just end. They have to jump 20 years or whatever the fuck into the future and show how the kids are doing, even though you really don't gotta do that.
You have to do something, but not. You don't have to do
no.
anything insane.
You didn't have to. No, you didn't have to do this.
I always think a little bit of closure for like a last episode is always.
You literally could have just had the fucking villain disintegrate into dust and then have like them go to the hospital and be like, "Yeah, we did it. Day saved," and then the fucking credits roll. That's all you need to do. But for some reason now, when a series is rushed to the end, especially, they feel the need to show you how the kids are doing. I guess to kind of make it feel like it's wrapped up more than it actually is. To make you feel like this is a definitive ending, right? Like we did it, everything's all right. Like everything we did made sure everything's okay in the future.
Now, I don't think it needs to be that conclusive, but I always like to see at least the next day. At least the next day.
Yeah, at least the next day is fine. But
I'm not talking about the
but
future.
forcing
I'm
us
just
to
talking
show
about
like future shit, like forcing us
Yeah.
to see future shit, who cares?
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like a conclusion that like kind of sets everything off, like maybe a week or so later, how the world is going back to where it used to be.
I mean, you even need to show the world going back to how it used to be, because the world didn't really fucking change. Literally, like the world, like the demons showing up had like the most minor effect in this world, as
Okay.
you find out.
All right.
Like it did nothing. It kind of did nothing.
Maybe not the world, but the characters in the world. See what they're doing a week later after they've done their thing that they're supposed to be doing.
You know what? You don't actually see that. The main character is all beat up and laying on the ground, and everyone's surrounding him. Oh no, you do see that. You see like I think he like lost an eye, and his arms are jerky now.
Gotcha.
And that's about it, really. You see that he's all. You basically just kind of get like, hey, who survived and who didn't. You know, it tells you that, and then it cuts to like 100 years later, and then it's all the kids, and the kids are all stupid and lame, and completely worthless. They're completely worthless because it's literally just, it's like closure for characters who are long dead who just get reborn. I hate stories where the author, whoever, thinks that because the character was reincarnated later as a happy person or whatever, that means the character who died miserable and shitty a long time ago is now also happy.
I can't wait
because that's not how reincarnation
your
works.
Your grandkids to be like, yeah, my grandpa's a piece of shit. Like,
I can't wait. I can't wait. I want them to come over and be like, oh, I want to go to Grandpa's house. And I'd be like, I don't want you here either. I'm gonna make you miserable while you're here.
And it's like, I'm gonna make you miserable. Do you want some ramen?
I'm gonna be the Heihachi to my grandkids.
You throw your kid off of
into a volcano.
Pool. No, well, okay, I'd say it into a pool, but all right.
I mean, I said
make your kid.
I said Heihachi.
I realize. Yes, I know that.
Not pool bully.
But you're gonna make your kid scared of heights for the rest of his life.
All right,
good.
Let's get out of here before Deshaun commences a future murder, shall we?
All right, where can we find you, Derek?
Find me at Came in Second on Twitch, YouTube, and Real_CIS on Twitter. And if you guys want coaching for League of Legends, you can hit me up on Twitter or Twitch.
All right, and where can we find you, Deshaun?
You can find me at Super Urban Buddha on Twitch and Mr. Urban Buddha on YouTube and Twitter.
And you can find me at I Press the Buttons on YouTube and Twitch, and then Twitter is IPT Buttons. And as always, laugh at yourself, and we'll catch you guys next time.